Hi, I'm Randy Altman with postPerspective. We're here at SMPTE 2019. This is Barbara Lange, Executive Director of SMPTE.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well,
Thank you for being here.
I'd like to
cheers.
Cheers with you once again. This is a tradition.
It is.
Let's dig straight in. A year ago we spoke. Why don't you talk about what has changed? You had just also introduced the strategic plan.
Yep.
So maybe you could talk about how that's rolled out.
Yeah. So this time last year, the board had approved a 3-year strategic business plan, and it's probably the first time in many decades, I'm sure, that the society had such a plan. So this is we're ending the first year of that plan implementation, and it's been amazing. It started with really the baseline of the plan is to realize SMPTE as a business and to operate it as that. And it might sound like, well, why wouldn't you normally? But as a nonprofit, sometimes associations operate with the with the philosophy of doing good, which we do, but then often lose the sustainability because they're not paying attention to making sure that there's revenue and a sustainable future in terms of finances. So we did that, and that included some change management within the staff team, how we operate. We established a business development sales function. We raised and doubled our marketing department. We raised the visibility of that within the staff team. We instituted some different operational changes, and all the staff and me, we've all been focused on very prescribed goals for the year. They were very ambitious. Our eyes were very big last year when we did the plan, and so we're not going to hit every mark, but I think we're hitting a lot of them, and it's a great baseline as we move into the second year of the plan. And then each year in February, the board will meet and review, is the strategy still valid, and if not, where do we need to make adjustments, and if so, then we will continue and move in these directions.
So it's a fluid type of
It's a fluid type arrangement. I mean, it used to be that the board would get together and do strategic thinking, but nothing ever really materialized permanently, and so this is really the first time where we're actually implementing the plan. So we're very excited about that. And as part of that, it really means focusing on certain demographics, like the younger demographic, focusing on partnerships around the world. So we've made some announcements this week where we are working with Broadcast Asia next year to do a SMPTE track there. We're going to work with Media Production Show in London next year, doing a couple of tracks there. Of course, our relationship with NAB remains strong, and of course IBC. So we're starting to do more partnership arrangements so that we can educate even more people than we do now. So all of that is part of the plan, and we're having fun.
Well, the education part and getting the young people on board, some people might be intimidated by SMPTE if you're young, thinking it's just this technical organization and oh my. So what are you doing to make them feel comfortable and welcoming them?
Well, we can always do more, for sure, but we are, this year, one of the things we did at the conference here is we started out Monday morning with a session on career development. What can you do about your career? We're working with a group here in Los Angeles who IPMA, if I have the acronym correct, who are focusing on mentorship in this domain, and so we invited them to co-program with us, and so we did that session, and then every morning of the conference we have what we're calling primer sessions that really talk to what's happening the rest of the day. So it's meant for anyone, not just early careerists, but anyone who wants to know a little bit more about what am I going to learn for the rest of the day. And so we think that those are some activities that will help attract that younger demographic. I mean, we have more to do. We've learned that we probably could have marketed that a little bit better, but that's a step in that direction, and I think you'll see more of that sort of activity in the future.
Well, it's been pretty nice interviewing people who have been with SMPTE for years and years, and they talk about how they came on board as young people, and now they're helping plan sessions, and they're more involved. They're becoming fellows, and they just can't quit you guys. So they've stuck around, which is really nice.
Yeah, and the other thing we did is you'll notice our logo for the conference. Hopefully, you'll notice that this is quite different and a departure from our standard logo, and the reason for that is we want to create this fun sounds not the right word, but we want to engaging, exciting opportunity to have fun, but to, as we say, discover, engage, and excel at this event. And so we decided we need to change our logo. And this is the beginning. One of the things that we're, as part of the second phase of the business plan, is to reimagine SMPTE for that, with a focus on that younger demographic. So our board on Sunday supported an initiative to do that. So I think you'll see that by this time next year, you'll see even more change within how we position ourselves, how we talk about ourselves, how we our website, or perhaps even our formal logo. We want to really flip the perception that we're just a bunch of 103-year-old men, and be much more focused on that younger demographic with diversity. So it's very exciting.
Well, speaking of that, you have your gala tomorrow and your awards, and you were saying earlier that this is the most diverse group of winners or award recipients that you've had.
Yeah. So we hand out, I think, about 25 awards on Thursday evening, and we've really upped the production value of that event over the years. It's now a black tie event. Everybody really dresses up for it, which really, I think, raises the import of it. And I think we're handing out about 25, or recognizing 25 people, and 7 of them are women this year. So if I do my math right, it's almost 25%. That's phenomenal, considering that in the 103 years of SMPTE's existence, it's probably been fewer than 20 female award winners. And our Progress Medal, which is our highest honor, and people like Walt Disney and Zworkin and others have been recognized over the years, is going to Dr. Christina Torres, and she is the first woman to receive that award.
And that award was established in the 30s?
1935.
That's pretty incredible.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
And she's, I've spoken with her. She's very excited and honored, and what took us so long, but hey, we're doing it, so.
That's pretty cool. And just to go back to you talking about new initiatives, I know on the show floor upstairs there's the Storytellers, which is young people like to learn from people that have been there before, and that seems like a really nice environment to do that. Can you talk about how that was established and what you see?
Yeah, we thought, how can we add a little more diverse content into the conference? I think Joel is the one that came up with this idea, Joel Welch, who's our Director of Education. And we thought of this concept of SMPTE Storytellers. So they're 15-minute blocks sprinkled throughout the 3 days, and they're really designed for people. They've been invited to speak, to tell a 15-minute story about themselves. It's not a technical paper, it's about themselves. And they've been very powerful messages, I think. And we in this land of storytelling, everyone has one, and it doesn't have to be in the cinema or on television. We all have our own stories, and these are people who have been SMPTE members for a long time. They have a lot of connection to this organization, and they're just telling their stories. And they vary from very, stories about how SMPTE has changed their lives to some personal revelation stories. So it's been wonderful, and I'm looking forward to hearing the feedback and how well that went over.
Yeah, I saw one before, and it was really inspiring.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's a nice thing to be doing. So it's kind of wonderful. Is there anything that we've missed?
I mean, we're on a roll, and we want people to stay engaged with us, participate in many activities, join as a member, participate in our standards programs, submit articles to the journal. We want SMPTE to be the place where you can solve your problems around this motion imaging technology. So join SMPTE and be involved.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Randy. It's always a pleasure.
It is. It really is. Cheers.
Cheers.
Randy Altman, Barbara Lange, SMPTE 2019.